Do you make something amazing in your home kitchen? That could be the award-winning salsa, the amazing cookies, that coffee, tea, or kombucha that you love to make, body care products, pet treats, the list goes on and on. But everybody tells you you should start a business. And you're thinking to yourself, maybe I should, maybe I could. And you want to start at a farmer's market. You guys know I love farmers markets as a place to get started. Start small, get feedback. It's the least expensive way to get started. And I am here to help you with a free masterclass. Just go to foodbizsuccess.com/masterclass. In this class, I give you the 3-step formula to get launched so you know exactly what you need to start with, and then what to expect at a farmer's market and how to increase your sales when you're there. I also make you a special offer to get the Farmers Market Jumpstart course and to join our Fuel community. It's absolutely free, so what are you waiting for? Go get the Farmers Market Masterclass. I'll see you at a farmer's market very soon. Welcome to Your Food Business Success. This podcast is for early stage entrepreneurs in the packaged food industry ready to finally turn that delicious idea into reality. I'm your host, Sari Kimbell. I have guided hundreds of food brand founders to success as an industry expert and business coach, and it's gotta be fun. In this podcast, I share with you mindset tools to become a true entrepreneur and run your business like a boss. Interviews with industry experts to help you understand the business you are actually in, and food founder journey so you can learn what worked and didn't work and not feel so alone in your own journey. Now let's jump in. Hello and welcome back to the podcast. If you're listening to this on the Tuesday it came out, it is week 21 of the year of 2023, meaning out of 52, we are 21 weeks into the year, not quite halfway there, but getting close. And I want you to just think about your quarters, the last 5 months that you have been working on your goals for the year that you set way back in January. Remember those? And I'd like for you to give yourself a score 1 through 10. How have you been doing on that goal? Have you been taking action, the necessary action required to achieve a goal? And we don't do this to beat ourselves up by any means. And all progress starts with telling the truth. So first we need to just, let's be honest with ourselves. Where are you at? Are you a 6? Are you an 8? Are you a 3? Are you a 0? You had some ambitious goals, but you haven't done much of anything. Or maybe you have been really consistent. And I was actually just looking over podcast stats, and the number 1 downloaded podcast is the very first episode, which is called Consistency Challenge, which is all about building up your consistency and increasing your momentum and your motivation through consistency. It is brain science fact that humans are actually happiest in the progress of our goals, not necessarily in the accomplishing of them. And so it's really important that we actually set up a structure. And I love Dr. Benjamin Hardy. He just came out with a brand new book called 10X is Easier Than 2X. I've read a bunch of his other books. I definitely have mentioned him on the podcast before. But he recently, I was part of a kind of a challenge mastermind group, and he challenged us to score ourselves weekly. Like if you had to give yourself a score based on your standards and your priorities for the year, what would you give yourself as a rating, 1 through 10? And don't overthink it. Don't go back and forth. Your first answer is the correct answer, And what I encourage you to do, and what we're doing in Master Your Business, I just introduced the scorecard. And this is a 1-pager And I'm going to put a link in the show notes for you guys to go and get this if you want it. And it just lists your priorities for the year and it lists your standards. And I've talked about raising your standards on the podcast before, and I'll definitely do another episode. But as we get better, and in order to become the person who does achieve the goals that we want, we're going to have to raise our standards of how we interact in the world, right? And that could be every week I make a certain number of posts on social media, or I'm in bed by a certain time every night, or I'm getting up by a certain time, or I have certain routines that support my goals, right? Like as humans, we have to start raising our standards to be able to become that person, that version of us. Listen, if you weren't already there, if you don't have the goal that you want, it's because you're not being the person yet who need to be to achieve that. And so I want you to think about what standards in your life do you need to raise in order to become the version of you who achieves that goal. And so creating a weekly practice, I printed mine out. It's fillable, but then I printed mine out and I have it posted. We need to put it somewhere we can see. These aren't things that we just tuck away, right? If you're training for a marathon, then you want to record your mileage every week and probably every day. There's a quote it's attributed to Peter Drucker, although I guess there's some controversy over that. But there's a quote that says, what gets measured gets managed. And by that, what I'm interpreting that for this purpose is that what you actually want to prioritize and that you say is important in your life, the priorities and the standards, that if you don't put them in front of you and you don't create some kind of measurement, I mean, you're just going to forget about it, right? You're going to come out strong out of the gate and then you're going to, we're just humans. We're going to get occupied by other things. Go and get this scorecard. I'll put it at foodbizsuccess.com/scorecard. And then you can grab it, go fill it out with your priorities for this year, what's important to you, and then rate yourself every week. Have an honest conversation of where you're at. And if it's not where it needs to be, what is it that needs to change? There is no magical leap where we just all of a sudden get to our goal, where we don't change anything about our lives and our standards and what we're doing and not doing and our boundaries. We can't just stay the same and then hope that we just achieve our goal magically, right? A goal without a plan is just a wish. And so by scoring yourself, creating that weekly scorecard that you can measure and make it a priority to be doing these things every week, you're going to be a lot more likely to hit that goal. Now, there's a lot more to it, and we're going through all of this in Master Your Business, talking about 10xing a goal, about really creating that pull factor and not just the grind of the push. And it's important that we set correct goals, meaning intrinsic goals versus extrinsic, where we only win if we get the money or the accolades, that outside validation. So it is important that we set up goals appropriately to give us the best chance of success. And then we need to set up systems where we document, where we see it, we are reminded of what's important to us, because oftentimes the urgent replaces the important, right? The fires that come up and the things that feel really urgent, but it's actually taking time away from what we said is important, what we actually want. And so we have to be really careful that we're managing that well and keeping the scorecard visible for you to document. And in both Master Your Business and in Fuel, we have a place to celebrate our wins, to shout out our score and either say, here's what I'm going to fix for next week. Here's what didn't go well. And I'm okay with that. I'm not going to beat myself up, but I'm going to use that as information, as math, as facts to make changes that I want that are going to shift me, even if it's just a little bit, to be in the direction of my goal. And I'm also going to capture that momentum of that good feelings, right? The positive reward centers that come from celebrating and seeing our wins stacking up on top of each other. I cannot tell you how important this is. It's not just me saying it. It is brain science. It is research done over years and years of how people achieve goals and create happier lives, better well-being. Because I know there have been times where I have set goals that feel terrible. And that's not what I want for you. I want you to have goals that are exciting and compelling and pull you forward. And then we create a plan, we create priorities, and we measure them. So go get that scorecard and then come join me in Fuel and let's celebrate your wins. Let's get you the momentum as well as the answers that you need to keep moving forward in your business. I would love to see you inside. Until next time, have an amazing week. The smartest thing you can do as an entrepreneur is to invest in a who to help you with the how, to speed up your journey and help you skip the line. When you are ready for more support and accountability to finally get this thing done, you can work with me in 2 ways. Get me all to yourself with one-on-one business coaching, or join Food Business Success, which includes membership inside Fuel, our community of food business founders that includes monthly live group coaching calls and so much more. It's one of my favorite places to hang out, and I would love to see you there. Go to foodbizsuccess.com to start your journey towards your own food business success.